I understand how Roy feels. Sometimes it's very frustrating, and sometimes he's a person I feel that, you know, he had that much quality, and players can't live up to that quality and that mindset that he's got. He gets frustrated with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of ex-pros who have never made good coaches because of that, Jason, because they can't understand why players that they're coaching who are not as good as they were can't do the things that they could. And I think there's been a lot of great players, Richard, over the years that have not been able to translate what they could do naturally into being a coach.
Yeah, but when you say great players, was Roy a great player? What? He was a, in the sense of, I'm talking of a Hoddle or a creative type.
Do you know what, I'll be honest, I used to think
those players are frustrated by lesser individuals.
I used to think that, right, because all these accolades come out about Roy Keane and how he was in Manchester United, and I used to think, like, I don't get it. I used to train with him all the time with Ireland and stuff, and I used to think, like, he's bang average in training, and, like, I just didn't quite get it. And then I remember Mick saying to me, listen, I want you to play centre midfield. I can't even remember who we were playing, and it was me and Roy in the middle of the park, and after 90 minutes I come off and I thought, I know what that's all about now. You give it away, he wins it back. He demands the best from all the players.
Yeah,
he's all over
not
the
what
park.
I was saying. You asked my earlier question so eloquently. Maybe you can this one. But what I'm saying is, he was the phrase "water carrier." No, he was much better than that. He was a magnificent captain and leader. But was he a top player, conductor, orchestrator?
Let me tell you, no, he wasn't a Glenn Hoddle.
Scholes was that man.
Let me tell you, if Manchester United hadn't had Roy Keane in their group as their skipper for the years that he was there, I tell you, I guarantee
I understand
they would not have won. Now that's not just that's him. That's his demands as a footballer. It's his abilities as a footballer. Roy Keane was a great player.
I need you to help me understand what I'm trying to get at. Yes, he was a great player. Yes, he was a wonderful leader, but he wasn't a magician in the sense. See, the argument was top players. Bobby Charlton really struggled to go and pass on what they knew and motivate others because they get frustrated. But Keane was he was that, wasn't he?
No, that was part of him. But listen, I watched him in the semi-final of the Champions League in Turin against Juventus.
Leading
himself, but no, he scored the winning, scored the first goal. No, leading by example, not just leading through shouting at people, leading by example as a player. This is when he knew he wasn't going to play in the final, along with Scholes, right? He led that team almost single-handedly.
Peter Reid did what Roy Keane does.
No,
but you'd never say Reid was a...
agree with you.
I think you'd overlook his ability as an actual footballer because of the image that he's got. I think we all look at Roy being someone who was in for the fight and shouting and screaming and pointing fingers. Yeah, he had all that, but he could play as well. He could read the game really well. You know, he never really give it away. Yeah, he wasn't one of these players who's going to spank you 50 yards, diag to feet. He had it in his locker to do it, but he very rarely chose that option. He always chose the easy option, or to give it then, to win it, give it to Scholesy. Scholesy would then open up.
I'd have him in my team.
All day long.
So would I, and you know I would, but you know what I'm saying?
No, he wasn't a Glenn Hoddle. He was not a Gianfranco Zola. He's not an Eden Hazard.
No.
He wasn't like that.
No.
Yes, I get you. He wasn't like that. He didn't manipulate the football. He didn't take it and say, right, I'm going to keep this and beat 4 or 5 players and chip it in the top corner. No. But he was a great footballer.
Would you back Reid against him?
Both at their pomp. Really watching.
I would.
Listen, I think it was an unbelievable contest. Yes.
I don't mind really watching. I hope Keane's not watching this.
And I think Souness would have had a pocket in his shorts for him.
Well, you don't know. Graham was a fantastic, brilliant footballer, but don't underestimate how good Roy Keane was. I mean that. At a time when Manchester United hadn't won the title for 27 years or whatever it was, and then all of a sudden they go on this run. Who was there? Who led them?
His demands were top draw. You were frightened. He made you frightened not to give it away.
We could be here all night. That doesn't make
a lot of people would say to you, Richard,
top player in the sense of play, does it?
Glenn Hoddle
That's
really
his top qualities, wasn't it?
What did Glenn win, they'd say to you?
Yeah, but he was an artist.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is some people would say to you, counter argument.
But he wasn't a leader.
What did Glenn win? Glenn had done, he could throw a ball up, drop it in his chest, run with it in his chest for 50 yards, flick it over somebody's head and volley it into the net. We all know what Glenn could do.
Yes, he could.
But there's so many different things to go to making a player great.